guys, it's me, Honey Bear. You're probably wondering why I'm doing another update video. Remember the whole Crohn's disease I told you I had in my last updated video? Well, it has to do with that. So I'm going to tell you in detail what had happened to me. So my incision had closed from my first surgery, and I was okay. I still felt fatigue and, well, I felt tired here and there. I had my good days and bad days. And I went to the hospital one day and I did a checkup. They did a CT scan and everything, and they still said I had fluid coming out of my intestines. So the surgery didn't go well. So I had to go through another surgery. They were going to cut my same incision open again, and fix my intestines. So I went through that. I was getting prepped. Well, I needed stuff, so I was there for a couple of days before my surgery even started. And once I was ready, we went in. From what my mom said, they brought me into a room, and I was still out of it. When she had left to get something to drink or food, she came back. She went to the vending machine, actually. She came back, and I was pure white. My pulse was down. I was cold blue, and the nurses came in. They told my mom to wait outside. I was pronounced dead for 4 minutes. After that, they sent me to the ICU. Well, actually, before they sent me to the ICU, they had to perform surgery again because apparently the intestines ripped open and I was bleeding from the inside. They had closed it and I went to ICU. And from there, I was asleep for more than 2 weeks. My whole family was there and they were just praying that I woke up. I had tubes down my throat, down my nose, machines everywhere from what they said. I was also strapped down because when I was asleep, apparently the nurses said I tried to pull the tubes out. I have no recollection or memory of doing that. I finally woke up after the 2 weeks. Shocked at first, but I was looking around. My dad was there, I think. He was finally happy that I woke up. Couldn't talk for a while. Was in pain. I had so much stuff on me. And apparently I had lost so much weight. I used to weigh 100 and something. I was down to 78. I had lost weight for being asleep for 2 weeks, so you guys that sleep a lot, don't do it. It's not worth it. From what they told me, I have no memory of ever getting back to a room, or I was sent to another hospital. I don't have much memory of that. But from what my dad says, that family came to visit me. Even Robert came to visit me, and I would talk to them by writing. And I remember anyways that they took me to another hospital, and apparently my incision they did surgery on was still open. And they had to have it open because liquid was coming out. And I had drains, like 3 drains on my body. So I couldn't move. Like, I was immobile. I couldn't move at all. Then finally I have memory of when I was in the other hospital. I was in the other hospital for more than a few months. I was there for the pain and the drains and stuff like that. And just trying to get my energy back from there. Then after that, I would get CT scans, and I would come back from the hospitals because they didn't do it there. So I'd go back and forth, and it wasn't really good for me. So they sent me back to the hospital I was when I had the surgery. And I was there trying to eat, trying to get my strength back. I couldn't walk. I really couldn't walk. I lost all muscle on my leg. They're like spaghetti. So it was very hard for me. They made me exercise constantly in the bed. I was there recovering for maybe 2 months, and then finally my doctor looked at me and said, "You need to go home. I bet you're tired of all the same walls, being able to go outside and stuff like that." And he allowed me to go home. This was in November. He says, "Go home, be there for a month. If you're okay, then we'll casually have appointments and stuff like that. And if I'm doing bad, I'll go back in the hospital and recover there." So during that month, I got better. My vitals were okay and stuff like that. So I had just doctor visits and just to see if I was okay, to check my blood and everything. I gotta say, I got poked so much, my arms filled with bruises. It looked like if I was in an abusive relationship. But I finally was getting better. What sucked was that my incision on my stomach had opened, and I said that before. And so when I had a doctor visit, he told me we need to close the incision again. So here I go back in the hospital. But it was just to close the incision. They weren't gonna touch my intestines or anything because it was being good. So they closed my incision and everything, so I was there. But when they closed my incision, they put new drains on me. So I have more holes on my body. It looks like I was shot like more than 5 times. I was there with the drains, and they started to look good for the good 3 days, and then they started getting liquid. Yeah, that's a bad sign, but they said I was going to the restroom, so that was a good sign. So it means all the food passing through me means the intestines were working good. I was there till Thanksgiving. Well, yeah, I was there till Thanksgiving. I didn't get out in November. I got out in October. Sorry, I got out in October so I can celebrate Halloween with my family. And I went back in November so I can get the surgery. I got released in November, but during that time, I developed anxiety and I was scared for people to touch me. I developed the anxiety because one nurse put the drains out by accident. And that kind of set it off, so I was afraid of everyone except my mom. So they allowed my mom to work on me because I was so comfortable with her. After I got out in Thanksgiving, it was hard. I kept throwing up for the first 2 days, and then they told me if I kept throwing up to go back. But then the throwing up got better, and I didn't start throwing up. And then I started eating more and keeping the foods down. It was difficult because I had to figure out what food stayed and what foods not. Turns out I can't eat lettuce. Foods have lettuce like burgers and tacos. So it's just me finding out what foods I can eat and what foods I cannot. Now I can have foods like crazy. I can eat all the stuff I wanted. It's just mixing the foods together, like Taco Bell and no, actually it's like Takis and Kool-Aid. They don't mix well, so I throw that up. Or if the beans are too salty, I throw that up. And it's just like foods that mix. I can't have seeds though, so So strawberries are out of my question. So it's like stuff with seeds. I can't eat. I can have cereal again. I can have the foods I want to eat. And I'm slowly getting better. I finally got my medicine last 2 weeks. And I'm less draining. Oh yeah, well I still had the incision. It opened up again. But it's closing actually. When I took the medicine, it's slowly closing and I'm having less liquid. I finally can walk now. It took a while, but I can walk. I can't walk far, but I can walk. I try to walk to the movie theaters, that coming Sonic movie. I walked up the movie theaters and I felt like I ran a marathon. You have no idea. I thought I was out. I saw the movie though. It was good. So I'm glad to inform you that now that I have the energy, I'll be making more videos. More Siren, Resident Evil 6 with me and Robert, and whatever else you guys want to see. I unfortunately got Final Fantasy VII. Robert bought it for me and I gonna waste a year probably on that. I'm also getting Resident Evil 3, so you'll hopefully see a video on that. I didn't do 2 so much because I wanted to enjoy the new game myself. And I was too much of a chicken to even record. I was yelling too much, so probably would have hurt your guys' ears. But for sure, Resident Evil 3, the remake, I'll be recording that. So, thank you guys for listening. If you have people going through the same thing, I'm sorry. But just pray and hope. And I pray and hope that they do get better. So, thank you again. And I'm finally glad to be making videos to have something to do, and I'm grateful that you guys have stayed by my side and then dealt with me and my problems. It's not an easy disease to take lightly. Managing it takes time. It takes years. There's no cure, and hopefully I get back to my normal self. Again, thank you, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye bye.